Well, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I am hoping that I can get this maybe 3 times as a charm, and I've been working with utilizing Switcher Studio, and I'm just gonna wait for some folks to gather because I'm a few minutes early, and I'm gonna try and share this out. And I'll let you look at what's on my desk. So that's the project that we completed last night. Let me see. Let's go to my page. Okay, so there I am. Okay, and let's see, where else can I share it? Okay, so that's going to load over there, and still talking to myself. So it's 8 o'clock, and it's chalk time. So last night we made this cute little banner using the Santa approved transfer. This one's 8.5 by 11. I just put it on a dowel with some tape and added some cute jute twine and a little bead, and he is done. A gift in this one didn't take us very long, but we learned some things while we were doing it. You know, I would have made this black, so the next time that we do this one, we'll do it in black. But there's a couple little kids in my life that I think would enjoy this. So that's the versatility of ink. So I got another one for you. I'm on a wall hanging kick. I got some really inexpensive fabric, and I just got in a whole bunch new transfers, and I'm itching to use them, honestly. So tonight we're going to be working with the North Pole Bed and Breakfast. Come in from the cold is what it says at the bottom. This is a little bit of a big boy. He's 12 by 18. So I have my trusty fabric. I have my ink mat beneath it, and I have some colors. Now, if you look in the description, there is a cart link that I've created to make shopping a little bit easier if you would like to do this transfer and this project. In that cart link, I have included the transfer, several colors of ink, a multi-purpose tool, and a small squeegee which looks like this, and one of our canvases, because you might not have fabric, but I want you to know that you could get it very, very simply. But what the canvases come with, and I wanted to show you, because they are a good value, saves you from doing. This one is, I have a couple, they come in a couple sizes. This one is 15 by 23. So this is a little bigger than you need. I did select the smaller one in the cart link. So you get the twine, you get the canvas, and then there are 2 sets of these. So these are the wooden magnetized tops, and you get one for the top and one for the bottom. And what's cool about that is, now my husband has the other one. It is drilled out, so you can attach your twine, and they sell blanks. So what you can do is just go right in there and get it yourself a new transfer and switch out your decor, which I really like. But being the couponer that I am, I can't pass up a deal. But that is in the cart link for you if you would like to make that purchase, and it'll link you right to the shop and you'll be all set. It's plus shipping, of course. I think that if you made a purchase today, you would get it before Christmas, but with COVID and everything going on, please be understanding that, you know, things are just taking a little while to get to folks. Also, I wanted to mention with the cart link, you can alter that cart link. So you can take things out, you can put other colors in, you can go to the store and look around and see if there's something else that you might like. I was just trying to build you a package so you could, in fact, you know, do the same project that I'm going to do. Make it a little bit easier. So I've got my water bath. I have several colors of ink. We're still on the ink tip. Unfortunately, a lot of the colors are sold out, so I did make some selections for you in the cart link that you might want to change out. Like red and black are gone for right now, but they're doing everything that they can do to get it back in stock. So I do have candy apple red and black velvet, and then I'm going to use some shimmer silver as well on mine. Okay, so to get prepped with any transfer, this is what you do. So I have a basin of water on the side. But with these big ones, I cannot tell a lie. I just keep the packaging on the side. This is a smooth on the back. So I write it. Okay. And so that way when we're ready to peel it, we can just go for it. But we do have some stuff that we need to do first. Like, when you're working with ink, you need to have an ink mat. So this is a very sticky surface. It does have a cover. Mine is getting pretty well loved this week. You can see all my other designs on it. Perhaps when we're finished tonight's project, I'm going to try and clean that. So what you do is, you want to stick your fabric to this mat. And this is, I've said this many times this week, this is the hardest part for me. It's getting it down straight. And it's the card maker in me that can't stand it when something's not straight. Now, yes, I should iron this. Don't be me. but I don't have an iron handy. It's downstairs in my mother's sewing room, and I have not run into a problem thus far. So you want to make sure that the fabric is not rippled in any way. And this fabric I did get at Michael's. They sold it in 2 yards. And I just cut it to the size that I wanted it to be, because my husband is cutting up some old fence board and attaching magnets to it for our top and bottom pieces. And then we have lots of twine. So this is another gift. And I like this because I'm having to ship, as many people are, we're shipping our gifts this year, right? Because we're not seeing a lot of people. Well, this can roll up very, very easily. And it becomes a little bit easier to ship. Now, I have these from the dollar store just in an effort to try and keep this down, because I have a tail, because I might be a little bit too long on my fabric, which we can fix. I am going to take 2 of these clips and I am going to clip this to my desk, because I am it's going to shift. That's just how I roll. And so that will be fine, because that's all going to fit nice and good. I'm going to move some wires here. I tell you, I'm very proud of myself trying to learn this software. Seems like an old dog can learn a new trick. Okay, so when you're satisfied with it being smoothed out, I would like to move that back just a little bit. It's on top of my stand. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, we can get that in there now. And I can go over a little bit to try and compensate for the bottom. Okay, so here's what you do. You're going to peel it. And this is very sticky, and this is the first time I'm using it. Try and pull it from one end in one fell swoop. I know it's hard to see with the camera angles. And then I just put that on the side, and then I try and get this where I want it to be. And we know we want it to be a little bit over at the top, which is totally fine, and a little bit over on the bottom, because I have a little bit of a tail on the bottom. And then you're just going to smooth it out. And you're going to really feel, you don't want to have any ripples like I seemingly have here in the silk screen area. And that's a ripple in the fabric. So we got to pull that over and stick it down better than we did. Otherwise, it will not screen print correctly. It will not transfer correctly. And we got another one. D is giving us a hard time. Usually with fabric, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just pressing it into the mat as best I can. And we're just going to fold it over and smooth again. Hi Danielle, thanks for coming. I'm having a ball, I have to tell you. Okay, so colors. I think I'm going to do the deer and the snowflakes in silver. And I'm going to do the majority of the words Well, I was thinking North Pole in red and then the rest in black. What might be nice is to do the lines in, I'm not sure if I like the gray words on the tree yesterday so very much, so maybe the lines I'll do in black. I don't know, we're gonna wing it. I know for certain that the deer and the snowflakes got to be silver. So with ink, I'm just gonna let you all know, you probably heard this on repeat, but it's permanent. So you need to have like Lysol wipe, baby wipe right near you when you're working with it. So this is a pretty good consistency, but I just like to give it a little zhuzh. So the difference between ink and chalk paste. Okay, so ink is permanent. It's a one and done. We will heat set this, and if we mess up completely, we're throwing it out because you can't, there's no coming back. So we're living on the edge, which is fine by me. But chalk paste is different. Chalk paste is water soluble. I'm using a piece of cotton fabric that I ripped to size, and we're going to make a wall hanging. In the link is the canvases, but I'm doing a lot of these, so I wanted to economize. But yeah, this is just cotton fabric you can get at Michael's. And then my husband is doing the top and bottom pieces out of some fence board, because he's got all kinds of tools down there, and he's adding the magnets, and we've just found that that's been a way that we can work on a project together, which we kind of like. So this is very thick. The metallics are pretty thick. So hopefully that answers that question. So we're just going to go for it. You do have to, with ink, you do have to press it into the silk screen. You get a little bit more what I call open time, working time. Chalk paste dries very, very quickly. This you get a little bit more time to work with. Not a lot, but a little. So you kind of have to have a plan in your head of what you're going to do before you start this. This does wash off the transfers quite, pretty well. The darker colors, unfortunately, so if you do it in black, it's going to stain it. Now I'm wondering if I should make North Pole in silver and the deer in red, or what should I do? What do you think? I originally had thought maybe the deer in silver and the North Pole in red, and so I think we're going to go. This chat is very delayed on this stuff, so I'll give it a minute. I was hoping Noreen was going to jump in too. Excuse me. North Pole better come in from the cold. I think red deer. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the lines in black. And I'm going to do the deer in red. And I'm going to do the words in gray. And we're going to do the deer in silver. In red, pardon me. I think we need a little red in our life. All right, no going back. This is pretty good, this consistency. Let's not put our hand in it. The red is staining in the ink. I started to tell you the difference between paste and ink. So ink is permanent when it's heat set. Paste is water soluble. You can put it on, and ink is mostly for fabrics, clothing, t-shirts, wall hangings, pillows, that kind of stuff. Paste is for pretty much everything else. You can use ink on glass. Where's my black? Let's do our words. I think the soft gray is very pretty. I had gray and green last night's project, and I really liked it. And I think if I put the black on the lines, it'll kind of pop it out there. But this whole process is very, very quick. I mean, getting this whole thing together, we're at 18 minutes. And that's with me fussing around with my camera and every other thing. So, you know, you could make, if you have your surfaces ready, you could make a couple of them in an evening. Doesn't take any time. I have another gift to make that I have to cut down the fabric for with a different transfer. It's a big one though. It's the rooster from last year. So we'll see how far we get, because if it gets past my bedtime. What do you think? Do I need it? Do I need to make "and" in red? I find kind of with ink specifically, going back and forth and then side to side, it doesn't bleed. It's pretty good. You can see where you've missed pretty simply. Like I got a spot there. And you have to be a little heavy-handed with ink. But just like with the paste, you put it on thick and then you pick it back up. The excess goes in your, right back in your pot. I have had this for over a year. And I've done lots of projects with it over that time. Now I got ripples. It's not good. Might not work. We're living on the edge. I think I'm just going to go with my original plan, which was to keep all the words gray. Kind of going for a little softer look. Okay, this puppy's drying, so we gotta move it along a little bit. But I think the black is what's gonna pop it out. And this black, my black is very thin for some reason, but I think it's just the formulation, because it works great. Kind of makes me wonder if I shouldn't thin out my other inks. But I mean, it all does have chalk in it, so check out the cart link in the description of the video. Tell me what you think. I think that's just very handy. Like I said, and when we started, I just put the project transfer, a surface, a squeegee, some colors of ink. They were out of red and black right now, unfortunately, but I did pick some other colors. But you can manipulate that cart any way you want. You can remove things. It just gets you right over to the store very, very simply. And I appreciate you taking a look. Take a look at the catalog. There's a lot of, see, this is why we always get a bird's eye view. So I missed a little bit of the black down here. Of course, it's right in front of me, so I would miss it. But these canvases, honestly, and these wall hangings, I saw another gal do one, the one that Keith's working on now. And there's a video of it. We did it last night. It was the Christmas Tree Farm one. I saw that and I fell in love. I just absolutely loved it. And we had a great time doing it. Okay. Okay, thanks, Nora. You're right in time for the big reveal. All right, here we go. I'm not sure which way is best, but when you peel it, you either want to go side to side or end to end. And I'm just gonna put my clamp on there to help me out to get it started, and then I'm gonna pull down from the middle. And I'm gonna try like heck not to pull the whole thing up. Well, it's looking good, girl. Okay, I see a little. Could have been a little thicker over there. All right, so all I'm going to do is take the transfer and pop it right back on the backer sheet. It does need to be washed, but my basin is too small to handle this, so I'll have to take it over into the sink. So I'm just going to put it right back on the sheet while we wait to go and do that. All right, put that on the side so it doesn't mess anything up, and we'll take a look. Yeah, not too bad. Little skip there. You know, it's not too terrible. If I really wanted to go crazy, okay, so now what we need to do is peel it off of this ink mat and get it on my desk without folding over on itself. It's pretty. I really like it. Okay, the ink mat does have a cover too. That's what you hear rustling around. And you should heat set this with an iron. I don't have that. I'm a rebel. My iron is downstairs. So what I have is this old heated craft tool that I used to use when I was stamping. And what it does is it's primarily used for melting embossing powder, but it does a great job with drying this stuff up and kind of heat setting it. But before I gift this, I will take a piece of parchment paper after it has, I see another little touch up I gotta do on the E. I will I'll heat set it. I'll just put a dry iron on it with a piece of parchment, and we'll let it roll. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You could either do the canvas method like we're doing, or they sell these in longer lengths. You could get some dowels at your Hobby Lobby or your lumberyard or wherever for a couple of cents, and you could tape the top, and then you have a banner. I kind of like what we're coming up with because it's interchangeable. So it's very crisp. I only see one skip, and I heard another designer who's pretty high up in the company say, if you look at this and you're unhappy with, you know, something that you made a mistake, then you should fix it. The problem with that is, when I go ahead and fix things, I mess them up worse, usually. But yeah, like we got a little skip down here. But look, we used to say when we make a card and we wouldn't cut it straight or whatever, it's just more handmade. And this is meant to be a gift, so it's, you know. And I'm new to this inking, so I'm trying to learn something new. So I think we got it. Every time I do it, I do learn something. But that that little E is going to bother me, so I am going to try and fix that. Just looking for the tiniest little paintbrush that I have. And I'm literally going to take... Now, when you go in with a paintbrush to try and fix an error, you do not want to do a brush stroke with ink. It doesn't work that well. You want to just pounce it. And then it's fixed. Okay. So let's just hit that with a little heat. And this one will be done. So I've been live for 33 minutes. That's pretty quick for a craft project, you gotta say. And I do love the sparkly silver. I like my color choices, and I see where I can improve. Okay, so this just needs to sit out, and I kind of let it cure a bit, and then I give it over to Keith, and he's working on the tops and the bottoms, and when we get it all together, I will post some pictures for sure. Okay, so that's as far as we take it to this stage. It does need to dry fully. I just feel a little bit better once it's kind of cured. So I hope you like that. I really do. I'm really having a ball playing with these transfers. You could put this You know, not necessarily this one, but for me it might be funny because I'm a hotel manager, but you know, you could put it on a t-shirt. You could do whatever any kind of fabric. I made in another video on this page, if you go back and you watch it, I made and I inked some pillows out of a fabric napkin. One was had the word believe. Another one had merry and bright. Another one had ice skates. That one came out really cool. So I mean, it's as limitless as your imagination. You know, I've seen people. I actually want to take this transfer and put it on my front door, on the glass. I think that would be hysterical. So I thank you very, very much for coming. If you haven't had a chance yet, I do have a VIP group. If you'd like to be added, just comment add me in the chat and I'll make sure that you're in there. If this sounds like, you know, a whole lot of fun, and you'd like to learn more, just comment join. And, you know, you could get a business in a box. This is an old picture of the kit, but I will show it to you. The apron's changed, but you still get the same surfaces. And it's a heck of a lot of fun. So thanks very much for coming. And I really enjoy the project tonight. And I'm learning. I like when I'm learning, and I'm learning about the software, which is really cool to me. And I'm getting better all the time. So maybe tomorrow night we'll do another one. So we'll see how it goes. But I do have to watch Danielle tomorrow night, so might be on after her. So thanks everybody for coming, and I'll see you next time. Good night.